What's up, Falcons Nation? It's your boy Jew coming at you with another Atlanta Falcons video. As always, Falcons Nation, rise up. In today's video, I want to talk about star linebacker Deion Jones and why I believe Deion Jones is a top 3 linebacker in the NFL. But if you're new to the channel, please hit that subscribe button, hit that notification bell so you'll know when I've done Atlanta Falcons content, hit that like button for your boy. I really appreciate each and every one of you guys for continuing to tune into the channel, continuing to share out my content on all the social media platforms. If you would like to follow your boy on Twitter, you can follow me at Jew Talk Sports. I also now have an Instagram. You also can follow me there at Jew Talk Sports as well. If you would like to donate to my Cash App, you can donate, and that's at the $ Jew Talk Sports for my Cash App. But I really appreciate each and every one of you guys. But with that being said, let's jump right into the video. So in today's video, I do want to talk about star linebacker Deion Jones and why I believe that Deion Jones is a top 3 linebacker in the NFL. A couple of days ago, about 2 days ago, on my community tab, I posted a question on my community tab of who's your favorite current Atlanta Falcons player. And personally, my favorite player on the defensive side of the ball is linebacker Deion Jones. I really think that Deion Jones doesn't get enough love around the league and in the media. A couple years ago, Brian Urlacher came out. I believe it was 2016 when we went to the Super Bowl. That was the year that Brian Urlacher went into the Hall of Fame. He basically stated that Deion Jones was a bad mother, you know what? And he basically stated that he was one of the best linebackers in the NFL from his opinion. And that's huge coming from one of the greatest linebackers to ever play in the NFL, and Brian Urlacher, longtime Chicago Bears legend. Also, if you haven't looked at Deion Jones' stats, I looked up his stats, and in the last 5 to 6 years that he's been in the league since 2016. He's had 100 plus tackles in every season that he's played a full season. He only missed one season, and that was 2018 when he got injured. I believe he broke his foot in 2018. He only played in 6 games, and he had like 60 tackles in that season. But every other season that he played, either 15 or 16 games, he's had 100 plus tackles. Also, Deion Jones, to me, is one of the ultimate playmakers in the NFL. He has 11 interceptions. I was trying to look up who leads the league for since 2016 in interceptions for linebackers, and I was having trouble pulling it up. But I do believe that Deion Jones is possibly the leader in interceptions for the linebacker position since he's entered the league. But he does have 11 interceptions in his NFL career. A lot of those interceptions were returned for touchdowns. I know one of his interceptions was a game-sealing interception on a Thursday night game between the New Orleans Saints when he picked off Drew Brees in the end zone. And then I remember on a Monday Night Football game, I believe this was in 2016, the year we went to the Super Bowl, he intercepted the ball on Monday Night Football and took it back for like 100 yards. He intercepted it like on the 1 yard line and took it back to the house. So Deion Jones is one of those guys that I think is definitely a guy that's kind of overlooked because he plays for our Atlanta Falcons, and he's not he doesn't play for one of the bigger market teams like the Chicago Bears, like the Green Bay Packers, like the Dallas Cowboys, the traditional teams, the Baltimore Ravens. He doesn't play for one of those big franchises that are pretty much known around the league. The Falcons are a small market team, but I do think that Deion Jones is a top 3 linebacker in the NFL. He has great coverage ability. I believe that he's the best coverage linebacker in the game, and arguably the fastest linebacker in the league. But since he's been in the league, to me, Deion Jones has kind of went overlooked. A lot of people don't talk about Deion Jones. He's kind of overshadowed by the defense as a whole because the Atlanta Falcons defense doesn't rank in the top 10 or the top 15 in the last 4 or 5 years since Deion Jones has been on the team. So him and Grady Jarrett are kind of overlooked. But I really think that even at this point, Deion Jones is even more overlooked than Grady Jarrett, because over the last couple seasons, Grady Jarrett has made a couple Pro Bowls, and around the league, Grady Jarrett is starting to gain more notoriety. But I do think that Deion Jones is a guy that deserved to be in the Pro Bowl the last couple years, and he is, to me, a top 3 linebacker in the game. Like I said, if you go look at his stats measure up with anybody in the league. I know most people say that Bobby Wagner, Fred Warner is another linebacker from the 49ers that's kind of been gaining notoriety around the league the last couple years. Devin White out of LSU. He plays for the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. He's another guy who came behind Deion Jones out of LSU. And a lot of people was talking about him last year because the Buccaneers were in the Super Bowl. But to me, at this point, I believe that Deion Jones is better than all of those guys. He stacks up well with all of those guys. I think Bobby Wagner is a more physical linebacker. He's a little bit stronger than a Deion Jones because he's bigger than Deion Jones. But I don't think he brings to the table everything that Deion Jones brings to the table. I don't believe that Bobby Wagner can cover out in space as well as Deion Jones can. And he's limited in what he can do, where Deion Jones pretty much can do everything. Last year, Deion Jones led our team in sacks, or 4.5 sacks from that middle linebacker position. I believe he also led the team. Well, actually, I think it was Bleedy Way that led the team, but he was right behind Bleedy Way Wilson and leading the team in interceptions. So I definitely think that Deion Jones, because of his athleticism, and he's kind of like a Swiss Army knife where you can use him all over the field because of his speed and athleticism. He's definitely one of those guys that is an X factor on our defense, and definitely the leader of the defense. One of those guys that I really think is going to have a breakout season under Dean Pease. But I really think that Deion Jones is one of those guys, like I said, that's really being overlooked and definitely is a superstar in this league. He's not a very vocal guy, and I think that's another reason why Deion Jones doesn't get a whole lot of notoriety and credit around the league, because he doesn't do a lot of talking off the field or even on the field. But he is one of those guys that I think this year is going to open a lot of eyes. And under Dean Pease, because I think that the Atlanta Falcons defense is going to rank a little bit higher than they have over the last couple seasons, I do think that this Falcons defense will be somewhere in the teens, between 19 and 15. I think this defense is going to land somewhere in the teens. But I do think that Deion Jones, possibly him and Afoye Aluakon, could possibly make the Pro Bowl. But I do think that Deion Jones is one of those guys that's top 3 in the game. I can argue that he's the best linebacker in the NFL. But if you just look at his stats and his numbers over the last 4 or 5 years since 2016 when he was drafted, arguably he's the best linebacker in the game. He's definitely my favorite linebacker to watch play in the league. And I do think that Deion Jones this year is going to have another breakout season, possibly lead our team in interceptions, because it seems like over the last couple seasons, he's been that guy. Like I said, he's just a playmaker. He seems to always make a clutch interception, a strip, forced fumble, get a key sack in a game. But he's one of those guys that I definitely think with Dean Pease's aggressive style of defense and the ability for Deion Jones to kind of roam all over the field, I really think that Dean Pease is going to unlock another level of Deion Jones, where he's going to take his game to a whole nother level. And I think that Deion Jones could be an all-pro heading into this upcoming season. But with that being said, you guys let me know what you think of the video. Do you think that Deion Jones is a top 3 linebacker in the game? Personally, I do. Like I said, if you look at his stats, 100 plus tackles every single season, other than the season which he got injured in 2018, 11 interceptions. And if somebody can drop in the comment section below who leads the league as far as linebackers and interceptions since 2016. I tried to pull it up really quick before I did my video. Wasn't able to pull it up, but I'm definitely going to go research that and see. But if somebody could drop in the comments who leads all linebackers in interceptions since 2016. I definitely believe that Deion Jones is either going to be number one, but he's definitely going to be top three as far as interceptions. But he is a game changer. He is an X factor. If you look at Deion Jones against Alvin Kamara over the last couple years when we play the Saints every year, if you look at him against Christian McCaffrey, usually in those games, he's the guy that's pretty much locking up those guys in the passing game, covering those running backs and those versatile players out of the backfield. And usually he holds those guys to under 5 catches in a game. So with that being said, this being your boy Jew. You guys let me know what you think about Debo. Like I said, he is my favorite Atlanta Falcons defensive player on this team. I definitely think that him and Grady Jarrett are the leaders on this defense. And I really expect Deion Jones to have a breakout season this year. Like I said, he's had great seasons since he's been with the team. Since 2016, he has really made a lot of plays since he's been here in Atlanta. But I really think this year, Dean Pease is going to even unlock a whole nother level of Deion Jones. And I really think that Deion Jones is going to have a really explosive season for our Atlanta Falcons. But with that being said, this be your boy Jew. If you haven't already hit that subscribe button, please hit that subscribe button if you enjoy my content. Also, What's the Word Dirty Bird, which is my live show every Wednesday night at 7 p.m. I did cancel tonight's show due to a lot of things that I have going on. But I will be doing my show next Wednesday night at 7 p.m. And I also wanted to put out a quick public service announcement that What's the Word Dirty Bird will now exclusively be streaming on my channel on Wednesday nights. So if you want to tune in to my live shows on Wednesday nights, What's the Word Dirty Bird, they're no longer going to appear on Atlanta Falcons Nation or any of the other channels that are associated with Atlanta Falcons Nation. It's going to strictly be a Jew Talk Sports episode or a live stream. So you're going to have to stream it from Jew Talk Sports. So please tell your friends, tell your family members to tune in 7 p.m. every Wednesday night. But with that being said, this being your boy Jew, I'll holler at you guys in the next video. And like I said, if you haven't hit that subscribe button, help your boy get to 2,000 subscribers. But with that being said, this being your boy Jew, I'm out. Peace.